ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ करुणावरुणालय पालय मां भवसागरदुःखविदूनहृदं रचयाखिलदर्शनतत्त्वविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैजयंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्म समस्त साधकानां भक्तानां सेवकानां उपासकानां रक्षकाणां च शत्रुविघ्न निवारण द्वारा शक्ति संपदा साधनवाप्ति द्वारा दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थम विश्व शांति कल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थम श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणं आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणं। We are into Brahmananda Mimamsa in second Brahmananda Valli in our chanting. Enjoy it. ॐ भीषास्माद्वातः पवते भीषोदेति सूर्यः भीषास्मादग्निश्चेन्द्रश्च मृत्युर्धावति पञ्चम इदे सैषानन्दस्य मीमांसा भवते युवा स्यात् साधु युवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दृढिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः ते शतं मानुषा आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एकः पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः स एक आजानजानां देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतमाजानजानां देवानामानन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानभियन्ते श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं देवानामानन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवं विद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते तदप्येष श्लोको भवते यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कुतश्च नेते एतगं हवावन तवते किमहगं साधुना करवं किमहं पापमकरवमिदे स य एवं विद्वानेते आत्मानग्गः स्पृणुते हुवे ह्येवैष एते आत्मानग्गः स्पृणुते य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषद ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः येनिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ॐ अथ शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवीन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः ॐ ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति वरं तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेदनिहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन्न सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सह ब्रह्मणा विपश्चिते ते तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाशः सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायोः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरावः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणपक्षः अयमुत्तरपक्षः अयमात्मा इदं बुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. Salutations to Vedavyasa, Vaishampayana, Yagnivalkya, Adi Shankara Gurus and our own Gurus. Salutations to all the Brahma Vidya, Acharya, Rishimani Gurus. Salutations to the Shruti Mata. Salutations to the Parabrahma Tattva. Like the children, when they are told about some good about their own life, etc., at the age of 9 or 10, 11, absolutely doesn't enter them. Therefore, they don't even care it. But then when they grow at some certain age of 20, 30, 40, when they don't succeed in life, fail, then that time they realize that when I was in the ninth, eighth standard or age, what my father or parents told, if I had understood or followed it, I would have been really different today. But there are students or children of that age only, 8th, 9th standard, that they are able to grasp what the parents have told about the good. And therefore, they implement. When they implement, when they again come to the age of 20, 25, 30, when they succeed in life, when they look back, they really thank the parents that they have timely educated them. So, the education remaining the same, it depends on the child to child, Depending on his own maturity, someone never grasps or grasps very late. And accordingly, he is not benefited or benefited. And those who is grasping on time, he is definitely benefited. Mm. Same way, you and I are have to we should take the Shruti Mata as our mother and father, Guru, God, and we are like children. So whatever the age we are physically, now it's a question not of the age for our own mind's maturity. In case of children also, that was the same thing. Age was not the thing, how matured they were. So too, when we are studying the Vedanta Upanishads, when we are studying Purana Itihasa, are we like that earlier child of immaturity, where he is not catching or grasping what is it told? The entire subject in all its details of what is the Laksha indicated, what the Marga indicated, what are the benefits that are going to be incurred that are indicated. Like the child, when he is told, study well, get good marks, good job, but he is interested only in games. So his mind is not concentrating on father's words, even if, but he could not understand. But other child understood. So which are we, the child? From 3 4 years regularly, when we are studying Shastra or Vedanta, are we still like the child that we have not understood the Vedantic ideas and the glory of the life of Adhyatmikata? If not understood, why? If understood, what is its consequence? What change we consciously brought in us in terms of our everyday schedule, in our inner attitudes, in our pursuits? So that is the thing every one of us to ask ourselves. There is nobody in our life, spiritual life, to question us. It is we ourselves have to question and find the answers. Even after so many years, if still our understanding is zero, then we are like the earlier child. At least to 10 20% we have understood. What is that understanding? That yes, there is Paramatma, Parabrahma, he is infinite, and that Paramatma is nowhere there, he is my own self. Instead of being that Paramatma, I as a Jiva suffering through the Upadhi in this world. Then I must detach myself from these upadhis, upadhi related samsara and suffering of the world. I must go back to my essential identity. If this basic thing has not come, so we have not at all. If it has come, means 10-20% ho gaya. Then still remaining, so many things remained which we are studying nowadays. Therefore, what is that Brahman? What is his Lakshanas? How to obtain him? Where is he available? When he is available, or when we reach him, or when we identify with that Brahman, what are the results or benefits? This is second level of understanding. When this thoroughly is understood, then that person cannot be again back to be worldly. Because in the understanding of Paramatma, Parabrahma, obviously the world and the Upadhi, the Jiva, all of them are found to be just mere mithya. They are only in expressions. None of them are absolute reality. Only Parabrahma as Satya is understood. These go together, complementation. What is that? If you have understood Brahman to be Satyam, it consequently results in the understanding of Jagat being Mithya. If Brahma Satyam and again Jagat also is Satyam means what? Our Brahma Jnanam is Mithya. So we have not understood it. There are only two things, gold and ornament. If the gold is Satyam, then ornament is Mithya. Totally we are not rejecting the Asatyam right now, but Mithya. If you say gold Satyam and Jagat Satyam, take that ornament and hit on your head. Something wrong there. That's why so far we took the Jagat as Satyam. Therefore, Brahman was not only Asatyam, but he was not only Mithya, but he was Asatyam. There was no trace of information regarding the substratum, the Brahman is there. So far we were there like that till few years back when we started our Upanishad study. But after that, now slowly as we are exposed to all the Upanishads, now the clarity is coming that this beyond or behind this seeming gross, subtle causal worlds, there is a substratum. It is called as Brahman. That is actual reality. Whether you talk in any of the Upanishads, same thing is said. भूर्भुवः स्वरिति वा एतास्तिस्रो व्याहृतयः तासाम् उहस्मैतां चतुर्थीं महाचमस्य प्रवेदयते महैति तद्ब्रह्म स आत्मा. Oh, long back in the beginning of only Taittiriya Upanishad we saw. So, if the Brahman is being intellectually grasped or understood as the truth or reality, obviously anything other than Brahma, called as Jiva Jagadishwara, every one of them are only Vyavaharika Satta. They are not absolute real. They are Mithya. At the most, they have only our purpose of Dharma and Antakarana Shuddhi, then going to the Guru, study from him the Brahma Jnanam and pursue it. इससे ज़्यादा anything extra we about the world we have all other imagination notion. Just like when I go to office when I'm working, whatever the work given to me, I do it and get my salary. It is over. Anything extra thinking is only creating problems. Whether you attach with the colleagues, whether you fight with them, whether you complain about the work, whether you demand the salary, all of them are mind's projections. You work there, you are given salary. If the work is good, they increase salary. If you have senior, they naturally promote you. There should not be any thought. You do not even think about it. There are the team, there is a management, there are the higher officials, they are observing your performance, they know, they write the CR, they submit it to the higher, they give promotion. ये सब ऑटोमेटिक होता है. तुम्हें कुछ भी सोचना नहीं. सोच रहे हो मतलब you are going in wrong direction. Naturally, when you think something other than this, then the biasnesses, the raga, dvesha, every one of them come. That is called in bhakti surrender. When you surrender to the work, there are no samasya. In the same way, with the Vyavaharika Jagat, the Vyavaharika work called as Dharma, then using it for Adhyatmic sadhana. Other than that, little go out of track, immediately the world appears to be good or bad, then the Raga Dvesha come, then we are totally into different track of samsara, bondage, dukkha. Like the track of the train, if little bit it goes away, instead of going to one destination, totally it goes to the other. So, a person who understands Brahman as Satyam should therefore be understanding the Jagat and world, all that to be Mithya. With that, the consequence should be only this much. In other words, if the Brahman is Satyam, Jagat is Mithya, his pursuing of the Jagat should become zero now. Because it's Mithya, no fool will try to run behind that which is understood as Mithya. When the mirage water is understood mirage, nobody will run behind it to quench his thirst. If he is still running means what? He has not understood it to be unreal. So if you still have so much importance given to the world, worldly happenings, worldly things, worldly beings, you have not understood that it is Mithya. Then suffer. Is it not? Equally true is what? If the Brahman is understood with Satyam and understood with Jnanam, is understood with Anantam, our pursuit should be only for Brahman, day in and day out, till that Brahma Anubhuti comes. See, are these two happening in us? If happening, we are justifying our attending the classes, our studying the Upanishad. If not, little more efforts we have to put till that happens. So, if the Brahman is Satyam, we have to pursue Brahman and discover our oneness with him. The Jagat is Mithya. Our value, importance to Jagat as an object of enjoyment, giver of comfort, etc., should be zero. Where Jagat has only this much validity, importance to us. Vyavahara, Dharma, Sadhana. उससे ज़्यादा किसी से न लेना न देना. And you can see when we live life like that, automatically the samsara is going away. Samsara is never outside. It is in the mind. In the mind, in the form of continuous vrittis, thoughts. Kshipta, Muda, Vikshipta vrittis. Which is not required. And see, when you're really using the world for Vyavahara and Dharma, you are cleansing your all prarabdha or debts. Accordingly, we can see our mind is gathering that contentment, that peace. Because jo karna hai, kar rahe. Same way, when the Jagat is taken for sadhana, then we can see really Jagat is helping for our sadhana. In the Jagat, everything is sadhana. Guru के पास जाके और पाठ पढ़ते हैं. With all the other people and world, You see that your love is increasing, patience are increasing. So these are all inner values. They are also part of sadhana required. This way, a person who understands consciously lives his life, pursuing only Brahman as the goal, and in the world, it's only sadhana, it's only vyavahara and dharma. If it happens, we are really growing. Same thing is here. What we have said last 7 8 minutes is the outcome, should be the outcome of the first second lines of the Upanishads. This second Valli, the Prathama Anuvaka. Okay, Brahmavidapnoti param tadeshabhyukta satyam jnanamanantam brahma. So if these two are understood, Brahma Veda obtains the ultimate. If one is not understood or experienced Brahman, he is not obtaining the Param. So he is only obtaining the Aparam. Aparam not only goes away, but also it gives dukkha and never gives continuous happiness. Therefore, a person who understands this sentence even literally, he will definitely go for Brahman only, because Brahmavid only apnoti param. Anyone other than the knower of Brahman, who identify with Deha Indriyadi, he will never obtain the Param. Param means the Parama, supreme Sukha, supreme Shanti, supreme Moksha, supreme whatever you call words used, that is obtained only through Brahma. That's so, therefore, we must pursue Brahma only. Then he will definitely ask, how is that Brahman looks like? Therefore, Tadesha Bhyukta. It is said to us through this Isha mantra, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This is what the Brahma to be realized as. Upanishadic word, common word in Upanishads for that absolute truth reality is Brahma. Okay, that Brahman in other Upanishads explained as Nirguna, Nirakara, Ashabdam, Asparsham, Arupam, or Adreshyam, Agrahyam, Agotram, Avarnam, Achakshushrotram, Tadapanipadam, Nityam, Vibhum, Sarvagatam, Sukshmam, Susukshmam. These are all in Mundaka. Then in the Mandukya, Nanta Pragnam, Navahish Pragnam, Novaida Pragnam, ityadi. In the Vishavasya, Saparegat, Sukramakayam, Avranam, Asna Viragam, Shuddham Apapavidham Kavir Manishi Paribu Swayambhu. So in Kathopanishad, न जायते मृति वा विपश्चित नायम कुतश्चिन्न बभूव कश्चित् अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. In केन उपनिषद श्रोत्रस्य शोकं मनसो मनोयत श्रोत्रस्य श्रोत्रम मनो वाचो वाचम सौपानस्य प्राणः यच्चक्षुषा न पश्यति येन चक्षुंषि पश्यति. See, every Upanishad talking of the Brahman in different way. Same Brahman, different ways of contemplation, meditation are given to reach out. All are valid. All take us to Brahman. In that context, in Taittiriya Upanishad, the guidance given to us is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And when Satyam Jnanam Anantam explained, the other Upanishads related mantras are taken as quotation and help. When those things are explained, this is taken as help. In short, whether you study this Upanishad or that Upanishad or all Upanishads, through all of them, you have to reach Brahman as your own self. And every of the Upanishad, whenever the Brahma Swarupa Lakshana is given, Bhagavan Adi Shankara exhaustively gives his Bhashya, so that not only he is justifying his Bhashyam, but helping the student of Brahma Vidya, Upanishad Vidya to thoroughly understand unambiguously everything, first intellectually, then pursue it on the seat of meditation to experience directly. That is what is his kindness, Krupa and Karuna. Here also we were seeing last 2 3 weeks how this first two lines only he tried so much to convey to us. Again here every line is worthy of repeatedly contemplated till the juice of it, the essence of it is taken, like जैसे गन्ने का जूस पूरा रस ले लेते. Of the bhashya I'm saying. So how he started right from the beginning. That question, even the Purva Pakshi's prashna of praptasya prapti kaisa ho sakta hai. then aprapta ka hi prapti hota hai. Brahma being everywhere, how can he be called as prapta? Therefore, darshanabhyam brahmanaha prapti aprapti. See how interesting, how every line is so important in Bhashyakara's explanation of all that. We have gone through one round, but not sufficient. As many rounds are required to thoroughly understand, we have to go through. That is called as Upanishad Brahma Vidya Adhyana. Because only when the knowledge is firm, etc., that we can do the sadhana to reach out to that knowledge which is intellectually gained. सिद्धांत ज्ञान स्पष्ट है तो ही अनुभव के लिए हम भरपूर प्रयत्न कर सकते हैं. So we have seen what is the essence of entire thing. If you see the Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, first each of the words meanings we have to understand. Then that which is indicated by those meanings are these three words which have the meaning. That meaning is called the Lakshana of the Brahman. At the same time, neither Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is a grammatical vakyam, nor Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, Anantam Brahma have the sambandha of the Nama or Nami, nor the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma or Anantam are the Visheshana of the Brahman. Then they indicate Brahman to us and carry Brahman to us. And while giving the Brahma experience, the word and the meaning, all of them, they commit suicide as if they drop themselves. The words Satyam Jnanam Anantam. In such a way that Satyameva Brahma, Jnanameva Brahma, Anantameva Brahma. Reversely, Brahma eva Satyam, Brahma eva Jnanam, Brahma eva Anantam. And these, each of the thing and all the three put together are related, connected only to Brahma Vastu, nothing other than that in this world. After that, now again when you come back, when Brahma eva Satyam, therefore everything other than Brahma is Asatyam. But I am seeing it Mithya. You know, everything other than Brahman is Ajnanam. But I am knowing it, then it is Triputi Jnanam, not the Shuddha pure Jnapti Swarupa. The Triputi Jnanam is only through the Upadhi. Upadhi is only in the ignorance of the self, it manifests. So, in the knowledge of the self, neither Upadhi is there nor it is required. That's why it's called as Nirupadika Triputi Rahita Jnapti. So too, when the Brahman alone is Anantam, everything other than Brahman is Santam. Therefore, why should we pursue that which is endful? That's what Mirabai says. Every man is going to die. Then, whomever I marry, he will die. I will become Vidava. I don't want to be like that. So, there is only one who is never dying. That is Bhagavan. Therefore, I am marrying to him so that I will eternally remain as Saubhagyavati. See? You understood that one? When one knows Brahman alone is Anantam, everything other than him is Santam, a common sense fellow should never pursue that which is endful. We should pursue only endless. That is simple common sense. And our struggle is what? Knowingly or unknowingly that the world is endful, but still we pursue it. Both log unknowingly they pursue the world and they try to make it endless. But that failure, it will be, it's not so. कुछ भी हो तो शुरू हुआ टाइम में तो खत्म ही जान दिया टाइम में. Sometimes the things beings remain, but we die. We go. Or our equipments get. Like eatables are continuously there. But our दांत निकल जाते हैं, हमारी चबाने की शक्ति चली जाती है, हमारा हजम वाली शक्ति हो जाती है. Things are there, but we can't. So to the people around are there, your grandchildren, but you can't play with them now. You have become old. Either they change and go or we go. Elders go, we remain. And we go, the children remain. But gona to hai. That gona or jana. We are talking the word ananta. See how our intellect has to become thorough in this understanding, and repeatedly when this is contemplated, then the strong hold of samsara which we have, that world is real, it is a giver of happiness, therefore I must desire the world. To gain that, I must run behind. All this nonsense, which was consequently leading only to the failure in gaining the world, therefore, frustration and misery in our life slowly gets dissolved. It's just like in a isolated case when you are going on loving that person, but that person is not reciprocating. One day you get fed up or bored and you leave that person. Is it not? You will not run behind eternally when the person is not responding or reciprocating. Whether it's love, whether it's help, whether it's a friendship, any relation, छोड़ देंगे अब बिजनेस का पार्टनरशिप कुछ भी हो. एक गवर्नमेंट, ए पार्टी, ये बंदा ज्यादा नहीं करे तो एक दिन निकाल ही देते हैं उसको. In the same way, the more we pursue the world, the more we get frustrated only because it is unreal. The one who understands the reality of Paramatma and reality Mityatva Jagat, then he will not run behind. That is called as Visharanam. From that person, the whole of the world is reduced. To that extent, unnecessary efforts are reduced, failures, frustrations are not there. देखो कितना बढ़िया ब्रह्म विद्या सांसारिक दुख को कम करता है. But it is not the end of it. The more the Brahma Jnana is gained, the Ajnana that the world is real, that also goes away. Third one is what? Brahma Jnana, removing Ajnana is not sufficient. The Brahma Jnana should give the Anubhava to us of the Brahma, that I am that Brahman. That is called as Avasadhanam and Gati. Samsara Visharanam, Shaitalyam, Ajnanasya Avasadhanam, Brahma Gavanam. These are the three purposes of every Upanishad. Samsara Shitirikara, Ajnana Avasadhana, Brahma Gamana. Samsara Shitirikara means no more the world is troubling us because we are not running behind the world and troubling it, taking it as real and desiring it. Shitir ho jata hai. Then as the Brahma theoretical Jnanam is growing, the Ajnana also is slowly going away. That's called Avasadhanam of the Avidya. To the extent that is done, and we pursue the Brahma Anubhuti, then you get it called as Avagati. So Visharana, Avasadhana, Gati, Rupatvat, Sadehe Dhatoho. So that should happen in our life. Now, after exhaustively seeing Brahmavida apnoti param tatesha bhyukta satyam jnanam anantam brahma, much more again the contemplation has to go on happening till we establish in theoretical understanding, establishing in sadhana and establishing in experience. तब तक गाड़ी नहीं रुकना चाहिए. It's not that because we finished that anuvakam, sadhana is over, siddhi has come, muktam ho gaye. Nah. Only in the class we are completing the subject or chapter in our interaction. उसका अर्थ ये नहीं कि हमने साधना किया, इंक्लूडिंग मी. पहले तो बार बार और पढ़ के थरोली नॉलेज पाकर साधना करने के बाद ही सिद्धि होती है. We are finishing the books, not our ignorance or not our samsara. We have to start doing that. At least when we are in Taittiriya Upanishad, such a beautiful one, such an excellent Upanishad it is. अब तैत्तरीय मांडव के पढ़ के भी हम मुक्त नहीं हो गए. अब भगवान भी हैरान है, क्या बंदा है रे, नया कार्टून है. He will laugh at us. So now, after understood the Brahman alone is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, and in the obtaining of Brahman alone is Paraprapti happens, then where this Brahman has to be found or experienced, how he is experienced, then what are the benefits? What is the meaning of Paraprapti? That has to be explained. That is explained in this Anuvaka. Again, इसी विषयों का और विस्तार से explain करते हैं. Again from the second Anuvaka onwards. That is the kindness of Shruti. And while doing that Bhashyam to the second Anuvaka, Bhashyakara says that this second Anuvaka is a vritti of the first Anuvaka. Like the Mula mantras are there. For that Bhashyakara writes the Bhashyam. Then to that the next Vartikakara writes the vritti. Like Sureshwaracharya. He has written Vartika on this Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Brihadvarika, Chandogya Vartika, Brihadvartika hai, Taittiriya Vartika is written. So he says it's a vritti. Vritti means further explanation of the same. So that the student of Taittiriya Upanishad should not miss The Brahma, Anubhuti and Moksha whatsoever. That's the kindness of Shruti Mata. So now we will be entering into the discussion of the second topic. What is that? Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman So Oshnute Sarvan Kaman Saha Brahmana Vipashiteti. This is our subject to study for next 1 or 2 or 3 days. Then tasmadva etasmadatmana akasha sambhutah akashadvayuh vayoragnihi agnirapah advya prithvi prithivya aushadayah aushadibhyonnam annat purusha savayesha purushonnara samayah. That is again next study. So this is how, pausing at each of the sentence, taking the help of Bhashyakara's Bhashya and lifting our intellect, so thinking to his level of thinking, we will understand Bhashyam, we will understand the Upanishad. Through that we understand Brahma Tattva and its glory. Then we try to seek that Brahma Tattva on the seat of Dhyanam. And when we discover we are the Brahma, then all our delusion, illusion that I am Jiva or Deha, along with its consequent samsara, just to whistles out. That samsara, which was such a big issue for us, everything was issue. To maintain ego was issue, to maintain the body was issue, to maintain the identity in the world was issue, to gain something, to protect something from losing. क्या क्या हंगामा कर रहे थे अपन, सारा क्या, like a dream. How much struggles we do in the dream. Many time होता है कि नहीं, आपको ऑफिस जाना है, फिर वेट कर रहे थे बस के लिए, बस मिला नहीं, देन यू टुक लिफ्ट फ्रॉम समवन बट दैट फेलो लेफ्ट यू हाफ वे. Then the other thing you have to go that day. There's an urgent meeting. Boss told late आया तो पिटाई होगी. You are running there. Suddenly you slipped also, or it started raining. You get those dreams or not? कुछ तो ऐसे may not be the same one. And when you wake up, कहाँ गए सब? In the same way, when you wake up to Brahma Jnanam, all that which is so important today, so reality today, so valuable today, found to be murkhata. Like once we grow to age of 18, 20, all the fightings we did as children with the neighbors and others for the marbles, for the other things, doesn't appear it to be a childish? Now you tell that youngster of 18, 20, अब उस गोलियों के खेलो या उसके लिए पड़ोसी से लड़ो. He is मैं बच्चा थोड़ी हूँ. That is a immaturity. Now I have grown. Now I am caught up in something else. That's okay. In the same way, the beauty of this Brahma Vidya, thoroughly understood, is it just makes us devalue the world which never had the value, but we only valued and suffered. It's so simple, but it should click. So simple it is. Like a very close, dearest person died, our own relation. So much becomes miserable. But after 10 years, marna tha, mar gaye. So simple. Same thing was there at the time of death also. But because of our emotions, our attachment, it became such a issue and we started crying. We felt we can't live without that person. All that Natanki was only delusion, attachment, all that. But attachments are never permanent, gone. So then it is so light, it was ever light only. World is never having importance or meaning. We only give it. And we suffer till we don't value the world. But you cannot devalue the world just like that. It should be systematic and logical. That system and logic is finding the substratum behind the world. That is Brahma. When the Brahma Tattva is understood, effortlessly world is devalued without any fighting, without any struggle, without any extra efforts. दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ वेदांत कि वो दर्द संसार का ऐसे ऑपरेशन करके निकालता है जहां कोई खरोच नहीं, छोट भी नहीं, काटना भी नहीं, कुछ नहीं करना. इट्स नॉट रियल, सो व्हाई शुड आई रन बिहाइंड इट. हो गया. बट विदाउट ब्रह्म ज्ञान, then somebody leaves you leave somebody, and that person goes somewhere and you go to somebody. It's all effort, continuous struggle and never ending. When the Brahmajnana is theoretically understood also, you know what is what. Therefore, it's not possible for be bound. Like once you wake up from dream, it is not possible to suffer the dream. Impossible. You can't suffer what suffering you had in the dream after waking up. whatever it was, the humiliation, hands and legs cut or burnt or accident or whatever, जो भी था, अब जितना भी चाहो, you can't be दुखी. So to a Brahma with the one who theoretically understood also, he will be no more dukhi in the world. That's called as removal of samsara. That's called as atyantika dukha. But the Brahma anubhuti ke baad sukha prapti also. The second aspect is also important. When I experience I am Brahman, then that anandam. All that is coming in this mantra, and as much clearly mentioned in this mantra and the Bhashya, nowhere you will find clarity about what is the meaning of Ananda Prapti when you obtain Brahma Tattva, when you reach to Brahma Tattva. And how and why that Ananda is infinite and glorious than any of the other Ananda. Of course, you have to be very conscious, very subtle to understand the explanations given by the Bhashyakar. We will be doing our exercise, putting our efforts to understand these two, three things in our next couple of days, right? Starting from now. So let us do the exercise here. Now, tat yatha vyakyatam brahma. I spoke on this yesterday for 25 minutes, I remember. But again, unless this and yoga darshanams are studied 3, 4, 5 times, the little at least of the essence or the entry into understanding we may not get. At least I don't get because I am at that level of Kshipta Muda Vikshipta Katha. Katha, you'll just understand. Ramayana Katha. Sri Ramji went to forest, then he met Varadwaji, sorry, our Atri Muni. Then from there he went to Sharavangaji, then Sudikshnaji. Then after that he's going to meet the Agastyaji's brother today, Agnijihva. And then he'll meet straight away Agastya. वो कहानी है. उसमें हमको ज़्यादा दिमाग खपाने का नहीं होता. And Lord Krishna killed that Rakshasa, this Rakshasa. What is there to think? You just listen. It's only that much information, entertainment, some inspiration, some devotion, some glorification of God. That way, in his Leela. But Vedanta ऐसा नहीं होता. दिमाग लड़ाना पड़ता है. रुक रुक कर, बार 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 बार. Then only we pierce through the layers of misunderstandings to come to the right understanding. That only gives Ananda. That is why the Vedanta is not Parayanam. It is not even Shravanam. It never stopped at Swadhyayam. It is called as Adhyayanam. Adhyayanam. Adhyayanam is a deep reflection, deep study. Till you enter into the core of what Bhashyakara said, through that what Shruti Mata said, through that how that Shruti Jnanam is a cause of our moksha. वहां तक पहुंचना है. टाइम लगता है. हम इस जिंदगी में तो at lowest level only we are there. When we again and again every life we study, maybe after 10 or 20 lives, we may go deep into it. मुझे इतना लगता है. आपको शायद इसी जन्म में मुक्ति होता होगा. Congrats. और हो भी गया होगा. So tad yathoktam brahma. Okay? Tad yatha vyakyatam brahma. That brahma which is as commented so exhaustively. This is the avatarika for the next line by Bhagavan Adi Shankara. Now the next line is chanted, then its bhashya is explained. What is that next line? Tad yatha vyakyatam brahma. See how he makes a bhashya so that it is getting connected with the mantra. What is the mantra? Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam. So when he added the sentence, Tad Yatha Vyakyatam Brahma, then it becomes a joined, connected sentence. It is in a flow now. Tad Yatha Vyakyatam Brahma Yo Veda. See? वो ब्रह्म जिसको ऐसा हमने व्याख्यान किया, जिसको यह जो भी जानता है. You understood the connection of the sentence. In Shruti Mata, connections नहीं होते हैं. Rishi, in his deep experience, whatever the words are revealed to him, he utters out. There are no compulsions of making others understand or following the grammar rules and forming of the sentences. These are all बच्चों का खेल जो बाद में हमको जरूरत है. But in the way the Rishi is experiencing the Brahman, he is experiencing, and through him the words come. You can't question the words whether they are connected or not connected, is it grammatically correct or not. No. So he just says Brahma vidapnoti param tadebhyasha bhukta satyam jnanantar Brahma yo veda nihitam. So he says tad yatha vyakyatam Brahma. Now the mantra connecting yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman saha ashnute sarvan kaman saha. Now the second line ka before entering to the Bhashya, the simple literal meaning is what? That Brahman which was explained as Satyam Jnanamanantam by the Shruti Mata, and to which Divashakara gave such a detailed explanation, that Brahman Yo Veda, whoever knows. And this Yo Veda is the first line, Brahmavid Apnoti Param. उसी का व्याख्यान है यो वेद you have to know. No, yo veda brahmavid apnoti, you already said. Again, why you are bringing yo veda? यो वेद मीन्स द उपलब्धि स्थान में जो पहुंच लेता है उनको यो वेद whoever knows him to be. Where is he found now? The upalabdhi sthanam of the Brahma, very important, is nihitam guhayam parame vyoman. Underline this line. Now this line is the one which you have to thoroughly intellectually understand and reach on the seat of meditation. Then we reach and catch Brahman. Rather discover our identity with that. जो वे इतना स्पष्ट है श्रुति माता एंड द भाष्य. The aspashtata is because of our own chitta being not in Shuddha Ekagra Bhumika to grasp, or no interest in the satsanga or the Guru or the Upanishad or Brahma Vidya. Our minds are very, unless you surrender 100% to the Guru, you can never be protected in your antakarana of single pointedness or Shraddha or consistency, etc. It goes on derailing. Both being in the class, the derailment, in the study, there will be derailment. When there are so many derailment, do you think on the meditational seat you can be on the straight path or what? It is impossible. Impossible is 200%, it is impossible. So systematically we have to go through that. So yo veda nihitam guhayam. This we have to thoroughly now understand about the Upalabdhisthana Paramatma intellectually, then on the seat of meditation. Then there Brahma said, Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. With is said, Yo Veda Nitam Guhayam. See, the first line's commentary is this one. What's the first line? Sutra Vakya, Brahmavid Apnoti Param. Clear? Brahma is, the explanation given is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Now Brahma with will have to tell. With is not English with. In the mantra which is there with. With means Veda. How to know him? Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman is the explanation of the word with of the first line. Now, what is the result said there? Param, apnoti param. Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. With is Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. Apnoti param is what? So Shrute Sarvan Kaman Saha. So, what is the meaning of it? Such individual who has reached to that Brahman in his own cave of the heart, Ashnute means prapnoti, means enjoys, means experiences, Sarvan, all, Kaman, the fulfillments of desires. Saha, in one go, Brahmana, along with Brahmanubhuti, Vipaschita, that Brahman which is Vipaschit. Consciously, Vipaschita means consciously. He will consciously experience the Brahma Anubhuti, which includes the Ananda of everything else of this universe. That is the meaning of Saha Ashnute Sarvan Kaman Saha Brahmana Vipaschita. By discovering the Brahma Tattva consciously, we experience the Sukha of the experience of everything of this world. Now, how profound and important this sentence, even to literally understand that we get tempted for it because we are always tempted when the Sukha Ananda is kept in front. That's how all the advertisements talk about the खुशी सुख हमको जो मिलता है उससे, इसलिए we go for it. So many captions, so many dialogues, so many actions, so many video visuals, they go on showing only to show to us the phala prapti, then we go to buy it. Here also, he says, Saha Ashnute Sarvan Kaman. And that also Saha. Saha means you simultaneously, not one after the other. Imagine that sentence. Now we'll understand all that exhaustively through the Bhashya. all the things of the world, of all sense organs, of the past, present, future, at one go, if you enjoy, how much is the Anandam? That will be the Ananda when you experience Brahmananda. That is why just now we chanted, today's portion of chanting was that only. व्यवसन आशिष्टो दुरिष्टो बलिष्ठः तस्य पृथ्वी सर्वावेत्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः ते शतमानुषा आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्य गंधर्वाणाम आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य। ऐसे कितना बड़ा बड़ा के हमको तथा प्रजा स एक प्रजापति आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मणानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य स यस्यायं पुरुषे यस्यावसावादित्ये स एकः स एवमित अस्माद् लोकात् प्रेत्य Atmanokam Kramati Manu. How beautiful was that chanting we saw. Same thing is here. So this Upanishad is so beautiful, so profound, connecting to each of these lines and sentences. It makes us so wise if we thoroughly follow every step. That you don't, nothing remains for us to study as regards the sadhana siddhi is concerned. That's why I tell you to study Taittiriya and to talk on Taittiriya, we have to be doubly, triply scholarly. It just will not happen just like that. Because unknowingly means not conspicuously putting in front, but it is such a text of giving the Sutravakya and itself is giving Bhashya and itself is giving Vartika and itself is giving Tika. Text में ही सब है. इस तरह से अगर आप पढ़ पाओगे तो but then for that how much love for Upanishad we must have, how much dedication we must have, how much thought up inside must have for understanding, how much of time we have to give along with the attention of the intellect which has become, which is made subtle, which is made single pointed, which is made purified, which is now lost through the mind and senses into the world. Now इसलिए शुरू से कहते हैं विवेक वैराग्य समाधि षट्क संपदा. Without that, the intellect will not have any type of qualification to even enter into the gateway or the porticos of the Vedanta. Forget about entering into the chambers and enjoying these beauties there. You understand now? यहाँ तक आने का तो पता चल रहा है हमने अपने मन बुद्धि को कितना खराब किया कि हम नालायक बने उपनिषद के लिए. अब लायक बनो. Is it not right? Should we not pursue that Brahma Anubhuti which includes every sukha of everything of the world? Leaving this Brahma Anubhuti which includes every sukha, we are going for the bits and pieces of the world, and in that also frustration. By the time we think we have enjoyed, gone. You see that? You understand what the meaning of moha, delusion, what the meaning of ajnana, the avidya. Why therefore shoka is coming to us? Shoka is infinite blissful me. I am trying to be happy with the finite happiness of the world. It is shoka only. I told you the other day, the 7 number foot is trying to be kept in the 6 number chappal. How much pain it will give 6 number shoe, let us say. एक नंबर कम हुआ तो इतना दुख होता है. तो इन्फिनाइट आनंद स्वरूप मी, when I am trying to fit myself into these limited upadhis and try to get happiness through that, how much dukkha it will be there. That is how we are suffering. Just like you try to put your feet, the 8 number foot of yours in the 6 number shoe. It will be so painful throughout your journey. You will be freed from pain only when that shoe is removed. Is it not? In the same way, we can never be free from the pain till we don't remove the shoe of the Jiva Bhava, Dehadi, Panchakosha, Tatatmya, Ityad. We have to be very clear in it. Come what may. Whether you try or not, whether you try and achieve after 1,000 lives, a baag ki baat. But Satya ye hai. As long as your 8 number foot is in 6 number shoe, you will keep on suffering. As long as the infinite is pursued through the finite, all the limitations of the finite will be imposed on the infinite and the suffering is obvious. So too the limitation of the 6 number of the foot shoe is superimposed on me, the 8 number feet or foot. I suffer. इन द फ्लाइट ऑल्सो मोटा तगड़ा आदमी बैठता है, उसको सीट कम हो जाती है, देन सी हिज दुख एवरीवेयर यू कैन सी। इतना इतने फर्क में इतना दुख हो रहा है, तो ऑल परवेडिंग ब्रह्मन when he is conditioned to one set of pancha upadhi, how much that struggle will be there, that struggle is dukkha. In the knowledge you stop the struggle, then you are happy. Trying to become happy through the upadhi is samsara. Just drop the upadhi, your happiness, that's it, moksha. इतना ही सिंपल है। जब पता चलता है ना, इतना सिंपल, लाइक एनी रोड, एनी हाउस, व्हेन यू डोंट नो, गूगल में ढूंढते हो, गूगल तो घुमा घुमा के बताता है, यू आस्क द पीपल, व्हेन यू रीच आउट, सर इतना इधर ही है, मैं यही तो घूम रहा था, वो ऐसे ही होता है। सिंपल, आफ्टर अंडरस्टैंडिंग वेदांता, लाइफ इज सो सिंपल। सो इसको इतना कॉम्प्लिक, हाँ या वी वर लाइक दैट, घूम ही जा रहे थे। तद यथा व्याख्यातम ब्रह्म यो वेद, आई एक्सप्लेन यू, whoever knows, निहितम गुहायाम, seated hidden in his own guha, parame vyoman, in the supreme akasha, saha, that person, that jiva, that sadhaka, that one who has found that Brahman in the cave of his own heart, Nihitam Guhayam Saha Ashnute, Prapnoti, enjoys. What? Sarvan Kaman, all the pleasures and happinesses of everything, Saha, simultaneously. Brahmana Vipashita iti, because he discovers Brahman. And that Ananda is not the Ananda like Nidra, but Vipashita consciously. Now, each of these words now we have to thoroughly study. That's what is Bhashya in front. वन बाय वन विल टेक अप, लेट इट टेक, एक दिन, दो दिन, तीन दिन, क्या करना है हमको, शास्त्र ही तो पढ़ना है। सो न वन बाय वन सी, तद यथा व्याख्यातम ब्रह्म इज अंडरस्टूड। नाउ यो वेद निहितम गुहायाम परमे व्योमन, what are the meanings of these words, which we have to thoroughly understand. After that only, practically on the seat of meditation, we really pierce through the gross subtle and go to the deeper. It's a Upanishadic way of life. You know, the meditation is ultimate. All others act that they know meditation. They don't know. You don't know the theme when you don't know the subject clearly. How can you do meditation? पागल है क्या? Everything you can't say as meditation. Like everything you can't call as relation. Relation has a sacredness, a sanctity, a purity. When you fulfill it, then only. Like that. Now, your Veda. Veda means Vijanati. What is Vijanati means? Experiences personally. This is the meaning. Janati is intellectually understanding. Intellectual understanding of Brahman may remove the dukkha, because other than Brahma you may accept it as mithya, therefore you drop it. But it won't give the sukha positive, theoretical understanding. So we have to experience that Brahman as our own self. That is called a Vijanati. So, yo Veda means Vijanati. Explained, Veda, yo means whoever he may be. उसको comment करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Whoever he may be, the sadhaka. Veda means Vijanati, experiences. Now, one by word, Nihitam. Nihitam means Sthitam. First, Nihitam को catch करो. Nihitam means Sthitam. Stationed there. It is established there. It is there. Nihitam means वहाँ है. Sthitam. सो वहां स्टेशन है, ऐसा वहां पहुंचकर वहां अपने आप के तादात्म्य से वहां वो व्यक्ति जो उससे एक हो जाता है, दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ निहितम। यो वेद निहितम कुत्र, कहाँ, स्थितम गुहायाम। नो, गुहायाम यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन। यो वेद निहितम इज अंडरस्टूड, द वन हु एक्सपीरियंसेस हिम बीइंग सीटेड देयर by traveling there and getting identified with him. And what is that place? We have to be told now. Yo Veda Nihitam, Yo Veda Sthitam. Veda means Vijanati. So the one who experiences his identity being stationed there. Okay. So it is that there is neither place in time. मैं वहां हूं, मैं उस समय हूं की बात नहीं, मैं वो हूं. So here the time and place, though in language is used, the meaning is it is in terms of experience. I am here, I am not there. Or actually I am there, not here. Like sometime, in the half sleep when you get up, you imagine you are in some place, but you forgot the earlier day you already reached some other place. अच्छा अच्छा मैं इधर हूँ आज. So in that way, the place की बात नहीं हो रही है इधर, ना इधर टाइम की बात. अरे यार कब उठा मैं कब सोया. The idea is, yeah, your own self, misplaced self is rightly placed. That is called as Yo Veda Nihitam. The one who experiences himself to be stationed there means stationed as that there. What is that we are explaining now? मतलब मैं ये नहीं हूं मैं वो हूं ऐसा अनुभव आना चाहिए. ये इधर उधर की बात नहीं है और इस समय उस समय की बात नहीं. इट्स नॉट देश काल संबंधी. इट इज ओनली आवर आइडेंटिटी. आई एम नॉट दिस, आई एम दैट. Like you showed your album to someone, your childhood. So then they saw you. Then said, "ये आप हो ना?" No, said, "नहीं नहीं, ये नहीं हूँ मैं." तो next time है ना उल्लू की तरह बैठो. That is me. तब से या देखो what is happened there. What have you told that fellow? You have not said anything in time or place. You just change your identity. मैं वो नहीं हूँ मैं ये हूँ. In the same way, मैं ये नहीं हूँ मैं वो हूँ. That knowing is called as Yo Veda Nihitam. Nihita means Sthitam. Veda means Vijanat. Hmm. And what is that? Already said, it is Brahma. Brahman is Satyam Jnanavantam. उसका पूरा explanation हो चुका है. Don't ask about it. That Brahman, which is Satyam Jnanavantam, is stationed there. And it is my own self. And I traveled there. And I experienced it as myself. That's the meaning of Yo Veda Nihitam. Now, there we said, where is Guhayam? Guha is the Shabda which is very essential, very important to be understood. And this Shabda comes almost in every Upanishad whenever Brahma Upalabdhi Sthana is told. With little of the here and there, the words maybe, but the meaning is same. Guhayam. अब गुहा जी को पकड़ना है हमको. Guhayam. First, the grammatical meaning, the dictionary meaning. Guhaya means Guha. First उसको समझो. What is that? Guhate hai. Guha is the word. From that Guha came. From that Guha Yam, the seventh case came. In the Guha. Guha means Gufa me. This Guha word came from the root Guha. Guha is a word which has the meaning Samvarna. Samvarna arthasya. Samvarna means what? Is covered. Now it's a very subtle discussion now what we are going to have in next 4-5 minutes. Carefully listen one by one. First, the literal meaning of the word. Guha means what? Samvarna means covered. So, the one who knows that it is covered by this, point one. And then the one who removes the cover and discovers. Such person will obtain apnoti sarvan kaman. सो गुहते संवर्णार्थस्य गुहा शब्द का अर्थ हो गया इट इज कवर्ड. सो गुहा शब्द इज नॉट ए प्लेस. यू अंडरस्टूड नाउ. गुफा में जाके ब्रह्म पकड़ेंगे तो शेर आके खा लेगा तुमको. इट वॉज वेटिंग फॉर यू. गुहते संवर्णार्थस्य. ठीक है. गुहा इज ए शब्द फ्रॉम द गुह रूट इट इज कम. गुहा मीन्स संवर्ण. सम मीन्स कवर्ड. कवर्ड मीन्स व्हाट? Not an object covered by the other thing. Like you are eating something, suddenly some people come, you cover it. You should cover. You should not allow what you are eating to be seen by everyone. It is not like that covered. The misunderstanding is the covering. That misunderstanding, when it is dropped, it is discovered. Therefore, in Vedanta, the cover is of only ignorance. And the removal of the cover is knowledge. With the knowledge, the ignorance is removed. It is very tricky. I know you will not understand right now. When I say once, 10 बार बोलूंगा तो then you nod the head. So, samvarnarthasya, it is covered. Covered in the wrong notions only. Right now only I am sharing so that when we go further, it becomes easier. It is covered in the ignorance. It is covered in the disguise. or some wrong things. What are they is going to be told. Okay, guhate samvarnartasya. Okay, yeah. Guha means what? Covered. Covered by what? Dekho. Brahman is covered by this. Therefore, if this is dropped or removed, cover is removed, Brahman is discovered. उससे ढका हुआ है, ढक्कन निकाल दो तो दिखेगा. Now listen very carefully. It is. This topic already came while we are discussing Satyam Jnananda Brahma throughout. Now more deeply is explaining here. There you have to reach on the seat of meditation. So now Nigudaha Asyam. Now explain. Nigudaha Asyam. In this, these things are hidden or expressing. What are they? Jnana, Jneya, Gnatru Padarthaha iti Guha Buddhi. Now, very be careful. This line only I will talk to you for 3 days till you and I understand. First, Guha means Buddhi, he is explaining. Okay. And what is Buddhi? He is explaining. And Buddhi with this explanation is becoming the cover for Paramatma. It is being explained. You discover it, means these three things when you transcend or drop, that is called the entire Vedanta sadhana, then you discover it. It is like any example every day we give. Your drishti on the chair is covering the plastic that is there. Is it not? The moment your cover is removed of the chair, nest, you discover the plastic. If you can understand this example, same is said here. The covering of the chair of the plastic, how is it? Therefore, discovering of the plastic by dropping the chair, how do you understand it? If you can understand the example, here also the same. So, guhate samvarnartasya. Asyam, asya nigudaha asyam. In this are the three things which are there. What are they? Jnana, Jneya, Gnatru Padarthaha iti. So, in this are these three things are there. What are they? The Jnana, Jneya, Gnatru Padarthaha. The Triputi, which we were discussing so exhaustively. Jnana, the knowledge. Jneya, the object of knowledge. Jnata, the knower of the knowledge of the object. So Jnata is the knower of the knowledge of the object. The Jneya is the object of the knowledge. Knowledge is the knowledge of the object. So the Gnatru Jnana Jneya Padarthaha Asyam Asyam Nigudaha. In that place they are there. And what is that called? Buddhi. So in that Buddhi, which is having this Triputi, behind the curtain of these, that Parabrahma, the Paramatma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, is hidden, is covered by that. Now here itself all the sadhana is there. Means what? When we close the eyes, the meditation is reach to that Buddhi, that is Guha. And why it is called as Guha? Because it is covering Paramatma. And how that Buddhi covering Paramatma? By its own expression. How the Buddhi is expressing as this Triputi. So this Triputi itself is the Buddhi. This Buddhi with its Triputi is the one which is acting as covering for Brahman. Therefore, anywhere when you have to reach to something which is covered by something, what do you do? Obviously, you remove the cover. Then you have discovered that. In the same way, what is entire meditation is discovering the Brahman of the cover of the Buddhi. Buddhi is Chitta, Buddhi is Antakarana, which is having this Triputi, Jnatru Jnana Jneya Bheda. So the Jnatru Jnana Jneya के रूप में जहां बुद्धि परिणत हो रहा है वही परब्रह्म को ढकने वाला ढक्कन which we have to remove it. Now, so many experiences we have. In every experience there is Triputi. Among that, you take one Triputi, maybe your own Japa mantra, and through that one, you reach to the Buddhi, become conscious of the Triputi. This is the I am the Jnata, this is the Gneyam, and the Jnanam. When each of them are devalued and dropped, then you will see that Brahmana as your own, our own self. So I with my buddhi dichotomizing as Triputi. I, when the Triputi and buddhi is dropped, I discover myself as Brahman. तो मैं और मेरे ब्रह्म मेरे स्वरूप के बीच में कौन है? मेरी ही बुद्धि। कैसे कर रही है वो डक? बाई बिकमिंग दिस थ्री आर त्रिपुटी, एंड मी एंड माई ब्रह्म आर नॉट टू थिंग्स. Like me and my friend are there, so in between somebody else is there. So I tell that fellow थोड़ा move हो जाओ, या I tell the friend थोड़ा आप इधर आ जाओ. It is not like that physically, is it not? कभी कभी इसको देखना चाहते हैं आप तो बीच में कोई आ जाता है. So I, the jiva, myself the Brahma, in between the cover is my buddhi with the Triputi. When I drop the Triputi and with that the buddhi, I myself am the Brahma. What is said in Bhagavatam and everywhere, that the Brahma conditioned by the Upadhi is Jiva, Jiva conditioned by the Upadhi is Brahma. And who is that? Me only. It is our choice. Do you want to be conditioned Jiva? This is what we were executing from millions of lives and suffering also. Now again the choice is put in front of us. Shreyascha Preyascha Manushya Metaha. Do you want to discover your Brahman? Yeah. Then drop the Upadhis. Drop the conditionings. And unless the conditions are understood and understood as conditions, and unless they are dropped, the unconditional, infinite, blissful Brahman cannot be discovered as my own self. That struggle is called sadhana. For that, Karma Yoga helps, Ashtanga Yoga helps to a great extent, Chittavritti Nirodha, Bhakti Yoga helps, and Jnana Yoga is the final guidance. Jnana Yoga gives the Pakka Siddhanta Jnanam. And to reach the Siddhanta Jnana, whatever the obstacles are there, the other yogas remove. इसलिए हमको सारे साधनाएं समझकर उनका उपयोग करते हुए आगे बढ़ना है, जिसका जब उपयोग है. हो गया कर्मयोग से अंतकरण शुद्धि थोड़ा, ना यू नीड नॉट वरी अबाउट कर्मयोग. हो गया थ्रू भक्ति द शरणागति, नाउ यू नो दैट द लॉर्ड इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ मी बिकॉज आई हैव नो अदर डिजायर एक्सेप्ट ब्रह्म ज्ञानम. After that is over, every day you need not cry in front of God. It is all clear. Like when two people love, when the love is clearly understood, then every day they need not write I love you. ये अंदर की बात. Like when you are coming regularly, I need not request beg you. ये अंदर की बात. हो गया, you are there and the class on time. No, then no need. Every time I have a doubt on you whether you will come or not. You will come unless something very urgent, you will not. Even if that's so, you will inform me. That understanding के बाद you are not bound by me. Today I can't go, I must tell Swamiji. हो गया. And I know he told because some genuine reason. No mind. Is there required every time that I should command you, doubt you, or expect from you, or get frustrated? No. So too, the devotion का एक बार हो जाता है काम, तो उसके पीछे बार बार पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं. For a Vedantin. I know my heart is pure, I am seeing only Brahman, I know His grace only blesses me, then I am doing my upasana, praying to Him every day through Sankalpa. हो गया. So to through Ashtanga Yoga, then the Vritti Nirodha is done. Then this Jnana Yoga makes us see. See, this is what you saw now. When everything is removed, that's what I was telling right from beginning. This is called Satyam, this is called Jnana, this is called Anantam, this is called as Brahma, and that is you. Not you, the Jiva Dehadi. Interesting. So, this much today our discussion is what? Nihitam asyam jnatru jnana jneya padartaha iti guha buddhihi. So, now here nihitam guhaya means nihitam buddhau. Understood the sentence? It will be 3-4 things will be told. First thing we are understanding. What we are doing? Yo veda nihitam guhaya. Who knows that it is hidden behind? What? The Brahma, which is Yathavyakyatam. That Yathavyakyatam Brahma, who knows that he is hidden in that Guha. That Guha is Buddhi. That Buddhi is Jnana, Jnaya, Jnatru Padartha usme hai. Therefore, who knows behind it is covered is what? Cover is removed and he has known. Not that he knows, अच्छा वो ढक्कन के नीचे वो है ना, ढक्कन निकाल के देखना. You know, when you ask something your mother, she said, बेटा ढक्कन में है वो डब्बे में. जाकर तुम ऐसे देख, अच्छा डब्बे में है मम्मी, अरे यू वांट टू ईट इट ना, देन यू रिमूव एंड ईट इट. So too we have to know the Brahman is hidden behind the curtain of Tripati means what? Don't allow the Tripati to be there and be away from the Brahman. The meaning is remove the Tripati, remove the Buddhi, and be in direct experience of that Brahman. That is called as Veda. It is not Veda like somebody told something and we don't do anything. Nah. So here, Nitam Guhayam, here Guha is Buddhi, Buddhi is Tripati. Please by heart this one. Guha is Buddhi, Buddhi is Triputi. In this Triputi Rupi Guha is Samvarna, is covering, because Guhate, Guha Samvarnarthasya. Therefore, how to discover Brahman? Naturally, when you remove the cover, what is the cover? The Buddhi. And how do you remove the Buddhi? When it's three ingredients you drop, they are all Jnatru, Jnana, Jnaya. Then there are two levels here. When there is a Jnaya Vastu is there, then the Jnata is there, the Jnanam is there. When the Jnaya Vastu is dropped, Jnata Jnanam goes away. First point. Second is what? This Jnata Jnanam Jnayam actually are imaginations only. Never ever Parabrahma, the Shuddha, has become these three. It's only in our non-attending the Brahman, the Prajnanam Brahma or Prajnapti Brahma, that the Jnanam got divided into three. Further, the Vrittis are used by it, then it became Jnatru Jnana Jnaya. Actually, वो भी नहीं हुआ. Like the wood is being cut. A part is made as legs, another part is made as hands, another part is made as a back, another part made as seating. While all this operation is being done to make a chair out of a wood, did the wood change any time? Think about it. In the same way, even though the ज्ञातृ ज्ञान ज्ञेय भेद के रूप में ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप ब्रह्म को हम देख रहे हैं, ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप ब्रह्म कभी ये बना ही नहीं. That is what the entire discussion earlier. We have to discover that. Now we have to be more practical, right from the outer world onwards. That as long as we have the attachment to the Gneya Vastus, we will be far away from the world. Therefore, the Gneya Vastu Parityaga we have to learn. Because whatever we see through the senses and all, they will only disturb on the seat of meditation, that we are lost in the Triputi in the Buddhi. We are not able to discover our own Brahma Tattva. Therefore, वैरागी के द्वारा ज्ञेय वस्तु का परित्याग होना चाहिए. So to the jnanam, what is that? Jnanam is experience. Jnaya is experience. Do. As long as we have value for the experience, duh, it will force us to have the experience. And I, the experiencer also, will be there of that particular object. Therefore, Jnaya Vastu Parityaga is the first of the spiritual sadhana. By Viveka Vairagya, knowing that it is unreal, mithya, it's binding, all that already told. That is not allowing me to know the self, etc. Thereafter, the Jnana Parityaga we have to do. Jnana is experience. As long as we are lost in the experiences of the world, so long we cannot drop them to see the Brahman as myself. Third one is what? The experiencer. How the experiencer becomes stronger, he wants to repeat that experiences again. So valuing the experience is different from wanting to repeat that experience. Wanting to repeat the experience is the strengthening of the jnata. Valuing the experience is strengthening the jnanam. Giving value to the objects is called giving the importance to the jnayam, experience. When one slowly, when he tries to see to that Brahma Tattva, he understands that lot of thoughts are disturbing. All the thoughts are buddhi. In that buddhi, these three are happening. Jnatru Jnana Jnaya. So one by one, when they are undressed or removed or uncovered, then what we see is that Paramatma. This is what meditation. In meditation, to reach the Brahma, that Brahman is covered in the Buddhi. Buddhi is expressing a Triputi. This Triputi may Jnaya Vastu Parityaga, Jnana Parityaga, Jnata Parityaga. Experience the world of objects dropped, experiences of everything is dropped. experiencer, the pseudo individuality in relation with the experience and experienced. When that also is dropped, there we are. Now, where is the height of this Brahma Jnana, where we are told to transcend the buddhi, and where we are misusing our buddhi in the outer world to run behind the things and beings? इसका कोई संबंध है क्या दोनों का? Naturally, who can therefore be qualified for Brahma Jnanam? Not the fellow who is lost in the world. Now it is to be applied to ourselves. Should we want Brahma Jnana or not? Yes means what? How can you get lost then in the world outside? Which is creating so many triputis in the buddhi, and they are becoming such a guha for the Brahman that we are not able to identify ourselves with that. मैं ही मेरे बुद्धि से बाह्य जगत के त्रिपुटियों को बनाते बनाते मैं ही मेरे ही मोक्ष स्वरूप से मैं खुद ही दूर हो रहा हूं. There is nobody else in this world for a Vedanti to bind or to liberate. It is I. That day when you discover that I am cause of my bondage and I am cause of my liberation, Vedanta अंदर घुस रहा है उसका अर्थ. And how I am binding myself? By covering myself with my own buddhi, with the triputi. And when I myself drop this triputi and transcend the buddhi, I myself am Brahma. सो ध्यान में यही करना चाहिए. अभी मैं साधक हूँ, मैं जीव हूँ, साधक जीव के रूप में मैं बुद्धि के द्वारा त्रिपुटी का अनुभव कर रहा हूँ. Now slowly I am dropping triputi. So then the buddhi is dropped. Then I am now without buddhi. वो तो जनरल भी है, बिना बुद्धि के. Without triputi, I am Brahman. So त्रिपुटी रहित गुहा के अंदर I am Brahman. So be careful there, be subtle there. Your conscious Satyam Jnanamandam Brahman only is appearing as the Triputi only in our acceptance, only in our value. Whether lucky thing is what, whether it's outer world of things and beings or inner Triputi, as long as you value they are there, the more you stop valuing, it goes away. Such a beautiful thing, Vishaya Vinivartante Nirarasya Dehina. How much ever the people, things around are there outside, for how much long ever time, it was all because you valued. The moment you start devaluing how much ever important that person was or the object was, it starts slowly going away. That blessing always is there. Therefore, in the valuing of them, they are appearing. In the continuous valuing of them, they are continuously appearing. When they are continuously appearing, the covering is continuous. Therefore, continuously Brahman is covered and we are not able to identify our identity with him. Dekho? Clarity? The moment we start devaluing, it goes away. Like kama, desire. If you value it, it goes on troubling you. If you just devalue, it goes away. Krodha. You value it, it stays. You just say, मेरे को संबंध नहीं इससे, वो चला जाता हो. Like a beggar comes in front. You value him, then he'll come every day. You just don't value, he'll not come to your house only. Anybody ना in this world, कोई भी और पास आता नहीं जब तक हम वैल्यू नहीं करते. You try it in your life. Don't talk to your wife for 1 week. She'll celebrate. She'll thank me first. I'm able to watch my TV and all that. In the same way, none of the upadhis touch the Atma. We only give value to them. छोड़ दो तो निकल जाते हो. No, this is the rahasyam we have to encash. Only when the Vedanta is deeply understood, these secrets are revealed. And you have to use that secret. You value it's there, you don't value it's not there. That's it. उतना ही है. वे जिंदगी पूरा इतना ही है. संसार मोक्ष का इतना ही है. चॉइस. वैल्यू किया, फंस गए, नहीं किया, छूट गया. उसका हम इतना हंगामा बनाते हैं देखो इतने जीवनों में. और चलता है वो हंगामा जो सब मिलकर आपको वेदांत कक्षा में लाता है. कक्षा में आने के बाद आप समझोगे तो पता चलता है कि कोई हंगामा करने की बात नहीं है. वैल्यू है तो वैल्यू है, नहीं तो नहीं. Like before coming to classes, how many things you are involved? अब when you are coming, you are not valuing. अब गए कहाँ हो? कहाँ गए? वहाँ गए जहाँ से आए थे. कहाँ से आए थे? When you valued, they came. कहाँ गए? In your own devaluation, they are gone. Again, you leave the class and value something, that will again come in your life. Like some people leave and go. So obvious it is. So contemplate on this sentence today. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyomans. First meaning we told. There will be 3-4 more meanings. All of that we thoroughly study slowly, don't be in a hurry. So Buddhi itself is called as Guha here. In that Buddhi, Paramatma is hidden. In the sense, Buddhi is covering Paramatma. In the sense, Buddhi's expressions of Triputi of Gnatru Jnana Gneya is covering the Brahman. In the sense, Brahman alone is imagined and taken as these three. In the sense, when these three things are dropped, then what you experience is your own self as Brahman. I, the Brahman, myself, has taken myself as Buddhi. Through the Buddhi, the Jnata Jnana Gneyam, in that I became the Jnata, suffering the Gneya Vastu through my contact called Jnana. This is called as the entire samsara. It's a very interesting when you go into the deep contemplation Vedanta. Sara samsar, like the castles made out of cards, ऐसे फिसल जाता है हो, you will be surprised. अरे सब गिर रहा है, अरे गिरती है, इसका इतना ही औकात है, ये गिरने ही वाला था, बस तुमने पकड़ के रखा इतना दिन. Big building of samsara just to collapse this in the deep understanding of Vedanta. That is a great gift of Vedanta, both the gifts. One, the removal of dukkha, second, giver of infinite bliss. Now, gudhau asyam bhogapavargau purushartho itiva tasyam. Parame prakrushte vyoman vyomni akashe avyakutakye tadi paramam vyoma etasmin khalu akshare gargi akashaha iti aksharasam nikarshat. गुहायां व्योम्नि इति वा सामानाधिकरण्यात् अव्याकृताकाशम् एव गुहा तत्रपि निगूढाः सर्वे पदार्थाः त्रिषु कालेषु कारणत्वात् सूक्ष्मतरवात् च तस्मिन् अन्तः निहितं ब्रह्म हार्दमेव तु परमं व्योम इति न्याय्यं विज्ञानङ्गत्वेन सा उपासनात्वेन व्योम्नः विवक्षितत्वात् यो वै स बहिर्धा पुरुषादाकाशः यो वै सोऽन्तः पुरुषाकाशः इति श्रुत्यन्तरात् प्रसिद्धं हार्दस्य व्योम्नः परमत्वं तस्मिन् हार्दे व्योम्नि या बुद्धिः गुहा तस्यां निहितं ब्रह्म तद्वृत्त्या विविक्ततया उपलभ्यते इति न हि अन्यथा विशिष्ट देश काल संबंधः अस्ति ब्रह्मणः सर्वगतत्वात् निर्विशेषत्वात् च सः एवं ब्रह्म विजानन् किम् इति आह. Now that we'll see later. This one para of every line is golden, precious. Now we have passed our time in last 3 years in browsing through all our Upanishads and Bhashya without ourselves involving in it serious. Now this portion we will involve seriously. बात केवल बाद में देखा जाएगा. अब तो हम खत्म कर रहे हैं सारे टेक्स्ट लोग, लेकिन अंदर कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा इधर इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग और इन मेडिटेशन. देन वी आर ओनली खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं अपने जिंदगी से और उपनिषदों से. ये तो ठीक नहीं है ना. Therefore, it is heavy, it is painful, it is tough. Yet, we will try to explain every sentence from my side like we did today. एक ही लाइन हमने पढ़ा आज. गूहते संवरणार्थस्य अस्याम निगूढ़ाः ज्ञानज्ञेय पद अस्याम निगूढ़ाः ज्ञानज्ञेय ज्ञात पदार्थाः इति गुहा बुद्धि. Only this much we study today. Tomorrow, Gudaha Syam Bhogapavargo, Gudavasyam Bhogapavargo Purusharthaviti, and the next 2-3 sentences we will see. So, this paragraph we study at least tomorrow and day after. Then you can at least intellectually grasp it. यहाँ तक तो आ गया ना समझ. In our experiences every day, we have experienced the objects, we have the object of experience, we have the experiencer. This becomes called as Buddhi, Antakarana. This is the one which is covering Brahma. Therefore, if these are dropped, Brahman is discovered. That's it. Meditation is this much. Think about it more. Tomorrow we'll continue. Om, 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 Om. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. परमश्रीभ्यो नमः. परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रुतिमात्रे ओम तत्सत्. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thank you, friends. Let us spend some time to study our yoga darshanam also to complement to our adhyatmika sadhana, the Vedanta darshana.